Hello there. You know, one of the biggest scientific revelations of the last decade has been the recognition that when it comes to excess body fat in your health, it's all about location, location, location. Meaning we now know that the fat that we deposit on our arms and legs and hips and buttocks, although we may not like the way it looks, is really pretty much a metabolic slug. Just sits there, not necessarily looking pretty, but doesn't really have adverse health effects. Now that is in sharp contrast to the fat that is deposited within the belly. We now know that belly fat, we call it intra-abdominal fat. And again, this is not fat you can pinch on the outside of your belly. This is fat that's actually deposited within the abdominal cavity, surrounds your intra-abdominal organs. And we now know it's basically an endocrine organ. And it just churns out all of these generalized nasty chemicals, all sorts of proteins and hormones that really do wreak metabolic havoc. I call it the Tasmanian devil fat, and I want you to be really afraid of it. Because let me give you an idea of some of the things it secretes, or what some of the things it secretes does. We know that these chemicals can drive up your blood pressure. We know that they can elevate your bad cholesterol. They can promote cellular growth. They can promote blood clotting. They can drop your good cholesterol. And again, the real life translation to all of those things is heart attacks, strokes, type 2 diabetes, Alzheimer's, cancer, and even accelerated aging. And the good thing, the one good thing about belly fat is it is the easiest fat to lose. And again, even a little bit will significantly increase your health risk. So I want you to know all of the most powerful anti-belly fat strategies. First and foremost is to exercise as much and as often as possible. Please know that if you don't accumulate at least 30 minutes of moderate aerobic activity, that's like a brisk walk, at least 5 or more days a week, you are virtually guaranteed to accumulate belly fat. In fact, in my opinion, it's a dead ringer giveaway. The folks that are not getting adequate physical activity, because they're the ones with those sort of pot-belly, protuberant bellies. And the other side of the coin, you can always pick out the people that are fit, because they, like I am, they have flat bellies. I have fire in my belly, but no fat. The second thing you can do is eat tons of non-starchy vegetables and fruits, because the more you eat them, the skinnier you're going to be, and that is awesome. And there's so many different ways that fruits and vegetables help you avoid accumulation of belly fat or help you lose it, that it will make this video too long, so I'm not going to get into those. The third thing is eat lots of beans. You know, beans fill you up without filling you out. And again, lots of special features, how they do it. They've got a lot of fiber. They have a low glycemic response, lots of good nutrients that make them particularly protective or helpful with belly fat. The next thing is stay away from the great white hazards. Please know what the great white hazards are. What I can call the great white hazards are the following things: white flour products, white potatoes, white rice, and of course sugar. The reason you want to avoid these foods is these foods are belly fat magnets. Belly fat magnets. You can practically look at these foods and accumulate fat in your belly. So stay away from those foods, and instead substitute whole grains. Wow, guess what? Not only do you avoid the ravages of the great white hazards, you get the benefits of whole grains. And people that eat the most whole grains have less belly fat. Again, lots of different things in whole grains that will do that, than people that don't eat whole grains, right? And you really need to do your fat right. That's another really important strategy. Stay away from trans fats and saturated fats. Let me remind you where trans fats are found. They're man-made, right? Only found in factory-made foods. Nature could never be so ugly. Only man. So you're only going to find them in processed foods that list hydrogenated or partially hydrogenated oil in the ingredients list, stick margarine and shortening, and saturated fats. Those are your four-legged fats. So that's going to be fatty cuts of red meat, whole dairy products from the cow, and butter. And those fats, think of them as like fuel or feed for the belly fat cells. And good fats can help you, again, help speed up your metabolism and decrease the risk of belly fat accumulation or help you lose it. And the one that's particularly important are the omega-3 fats. Now, these are the darlings of the healthy fat world. Where do you get omega-3 fats? Things like oily fish and omega-3 fortified eggs and walnuts and whole soy foods, dark leafy greens. So please note those strategies. Now, you say, well, Dr. Ann, how do I know where I stand with the size of my belly? That's a really important measurement for you to know. In fact, it's really more important than your body mass index as far as gauging how much fat you have in your body is contributing to risk for you. So it's very simple to measure your waist. You get a tape measure and you want to measure it at the level of the belly button, right? And optimally, if you are a male, you want that less than 36 inches. If you're female, you want it less than 32 inches. What about panic zones? What are the points where people need to be really looking at this video clip over and over and over to like memorize those strategies? People that, men that have waist measurements greater than 40 inches, you need to get cracking. And women that have waist measurements above 35 inches, you are in the danger zone too. So listen, this is a very important message. I hope it helps you because again, you are the only person that can make you healthy and I really want you to take charge of your health. For icyou, this is Dr. Ann.